to another episode of Shelf Life. I'm Jeff, the old toy guy, and this is the Mighty Maffoo. Matthew, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. How about
Good,
yourself?
good, great. Yeah. So, you know what? I think we should talk about something that is pertinent to the topic of our show, which is action figures, specifically 6-inch action figures, and the growth, the explosion, if you will, of 6-inch action figures to the market that was usually dominated by the 3 3/4 inch, 4-inch action figures,
Yeah.
and how these have sort of taken over the pathetic excuse for toy department shelves.
Oh yeah.
Um,
We can't do play sets. Yeah, you can, but you just won't do it.
well, do you collect 6-inch action figures?
I do. I collect Legends, some Black Series. Again, with Legends and Black Series, it's
Legends are, of course, Marvel Legends. That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
you're.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Marvel Legends, but it's off and on, so I get my favorite characters. And then with
Look at that.
yeah.
It's got a hole in it.
Oh, well, apparently somebody cut on
It's just crap.
and then we got
Oh no,
that
it's on
figure.
all of them too.
Uh
So you collect Legends, and do you collect GI Joe Classified too?
Yes. I'm kind of taking a break from the classifieds, but
Why?
I just don't have the space for it anymore.
And isn't that a problem with all toys though?
It
Space.
is. It is. Toy collecting is has a big problem in its space. Really. I mean, like when you have a large collection and you're like, I have a lot of stuff but nowhere to display it.
And what do you do?
Well, you either take a break or you stop collecting toys or you sell some of your toys to make room.
And I think that selling toys to buy toys is that's a real thing. That's a business model. It's a plan for a lot of collectors that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and we see a lot of this here like on the side on the retail side of things. But what I notice is that Star Wars and Marvel, those are the two biggest offenders, I think,
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
where they keep constantly coming out with new versions of the same character.
Right, and let's take the Mandalorian for example. Even though there's a million other Luke Skywalkers, that's another discussion.
Vader, like all the major characters.
Uh, Let me ask you something, Jeff. How many Farm Boy Lukes do you think Hasbro has done?
6.
Really? Six?
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Uh, that's probably right. I
But
wouldn't know.
I don't. Is that any different though than like what Transformers does with Optimus Prime? Are they ever going to stop making Optimus Primes?
No.
Okay. So the last Optimus Prime that came out, which was the Studio Series Commander 86, right? That's like the
Yeah,
say all end all. That's the perfect Optimus Prime.
it,
So
it
in
is.
3 to 5 years, do you think that there's going to be another G1 esque Optimus Prime that comes out that's going to eclipse this one?
Oh yeah, and I have no doubt in my mind that in the next few years, again, another Optimus or another Megatron that's like the G1 cartoon will come about and will basically give the Studio Series one that just came out the stunner.
Let me ask you, my foo.
Yeah,
Do you think there are more Farm Boy Lukes out there or Wolverines?
Wolvie.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like when as collectors there's collectors out there that buy everything, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
They got
yeah.
to catch them all. And what do they do for space? Like how do they justify it?
They just get a bunch of details.
Detolfs. I don't think IKEA even makes detolfs anymore.
No, no.
No.
But
So
they also sell some of their like probably needless stuff that is not just is not displayed. I mean,
so for my collection, I collect Star Wars, Transformers, and GI Joe,
the big
and
three.
and I would say that I have probably 10 big Rubbermaid tubs, like full of toys that are just sitting in my like under like in my downstairs that aren't on the shelves anymore. And
And they're just collecting dust.
no, because they're in tubs.
Oh,
Yeah. But I have started thinking about if they're sitting in a tub and they sit down there for a year, what's the point of holding on to them? Because
right,
I'm not
because they're not
displaying them.
doing
I don't play
anything.
with them. And then I start having like these questions about, more metaphysical questions like, why am I even doing this? What's wrong with me?
Right, right.
Yeah.
And like with with the 6-inch stuff, you do get more detail and more articulation.
Sure.
Like this G1's not G1 GI Joe scrap iron that came out in the classifieds. It's a cool figure. I mean, it's better than the vintage because it has better
Is it though?
articulation. But there's just something about the vintage sculpt esque about it that the modern toys just don't have.
Well, with the vintage, you're not just collecting it for like detail, you're collecting it for nostalgia.
Right, right. And, like, again, Star Wars, Marvel, G.I. Joe, Transformers, you know, they all make all of our favorite characters. And so, like, let's say a person now who had the vintage scrap iron growing up and they saw this toy and this new version and thought, oh, that's so cool. I'm going to get it because I had that figure. Then that's a kind of a nostalgia moment.
So I know for a fact though that when the rumors started happening about GI Joe 6-inch being a thing, that there were many, many people in the GI Joe community that were very much opposed to 6-inch. GI Joe should only be 3 3/4 inch. It will always be 3 3/4 inch. And I saw a lot of people in those communities that were like, I am never going to buy 6-inch Joes. Now, a lot of those people are now scrambling to buy 6-inch Joes that
Yeah.
have come and gone, like at aftermarket prices.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
seems like a lot of the 6-inch Joes are holding value for some reason. I don't know why. Like Scrap Iron isn't. He's cheap.
Yeah.
But
But,
there's a lot of waves that have come and gone where, like the V2 Roadblock with the big cannon and stuff,
oh
like
my
that's a
gosh.
expensive figure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Zartan, some of the others, you know, they're more expensive now when they came out at retail, but I don't see the same thing for Marvel Legends and Black Series. And maybe it's just because I'm not attuned to those as the others. But are there any that you can think of like Black Series figures that were retail released that are now more expensive and harder to find than anything else?
I know there are like just because of like how long that like Legends has been around, like there are figures that were mainline that are probably now like $50 or something more so than that, like a Spidey 2099, like the white figure from like the white suit 2099
With
or
like the like kind of metallic red piping.
yeah,
I get that in like a tub somewhere.
I have one of those too. It's a great it's really cool
Is
design, but like I'm sure something like that or
just any
um
of the old Marvel Legends
like old
Spideys
like
are probably
FF
expensive.
stuff, like older FF waves, like 2019 stuff can kind of be up there a little bit, but for the most part, like they re-release stuff so much that
Oh
none of
my
that
gosh.
stuff
But Marvel Legends has been
really
going forever
only
because
well, right.
before Hasbro was Toy Biz,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Toy Biz. Oh, that
and
Fang
those were
Fang
popular
Foom.
then,
I mean, there are some I think there are probably some Toy Biz like variants that are still kind of up there,
and probably like the Build a Figures like Bing
some of
Fang,
them.
Fin Fang Foom.
But I think the thing
I
about
mean,
GI Joe is that it's so much more like confined than Marvel is, and just in the sense that like yeah, you get a couple Dukes, I guess you get some bats or whatever, but for the most part, like every wave is kind of a new figure.
well,
And
and
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
problem with the Joe series, and don't get me wrong, I think of the big 3 6-inch lines that are out there, which will be Star Wars, Marvel, and GI Joe. I think the GI Joe line, I think they look the best.
And for the most part, classifieds have the best like offering for what you're buying. Like you get like weapons and shit with GI Joe. With Marvel, I mean, look at that Spider-Man we have up there. Like, great, that Spider-Man, you get like an extra set of hands for like $25.
Yeah, and
I mean, that's like nothing. But at
What
least
should he
with
come with?
webs.
I don't know, but like
Should come with some badass explosions,
I mean,
And
I
an
know like
ultimate head.
you get a lot of people that are like
an MP5.
Well, but that's the point is like with
Spider-Man
GI
with a,
Joe, like you
assault
get
rifle.
like actual accessories. Now maybe it's not always equal on like who gets more, who gets less, or you'd rather have them come with this or with that. But like for Marvel, you have such a problem that people have been complaining about forever on like lack of accessories and offerings. I mean, you get a Spider-Man figure that comes with like fists and the web hands and nothing else. And
But even with GI Joe, another thing I noticed is like their weapons, um, even their rifles, they have like detachable magazines, suppressors, and things like that.
yeah,
Like they go all in on it.
Yeah, the picking
Whereas
cues from the
Star Wars, you
calibers,
get a stick, you get a lightsaber.
or in her case, just a helmet, and they want $28 for it, and not even a pistol.
And then can we say, like, this is
That's a dumb
Sigourney
figure.
Weaver? She looks dead. Like,
Yeah.
she looks embalmed. How is it that we can have from the same series, from Black Series, we can have like these because Black Series has come a long ways on their face sculpts. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that one looks like Ewan McGregor. I mean,
so how do we drop the ball on a Sigourney Weaver?
well, and like I think we've talked about this, but like I collected Black Series for like years. I mean,
oh
from
yeah,
like 2015 through 2023, I collected Black Series. I collected Legends for around that time too. It's tough to watch. Like, I remember when they did the first edition figures for Rise of Skywalker, and I remember going and seeing those figures. Like, I had a first edition Mando that was like $200 forever. Like those that was a collectible, and now like they do that again for the Mando figures. Like nobody cares.
yeah,
Like
and
it's tough to see that line kind of fall off in terms of just general interest.
Well, it's
And
just
I
getting
mean,
stale.
it's stale. And there is some like cool stuff that's come out lately. Like I thought when they did like the Quinlan wave with like the Jedi Dooku and those effects,
oh
I thought that
yeah,
was pretty cool.
that was a
But
pretty
you
cool
take that
wave,
and then you go right back into
a reissue,
Sigourney Weaver, and you're
right?
like that's tough.
And the new Mando that they came out, because they did another Mando that was in the brown armor. So before he got his Beskar, and that's an updated Mando, and it's just another
And like
Mando.
it's tough. It's tough for Marvel because like they don't. I mean, they only have like one build a figure wave a year now. Like I
Right.
remember when it was like three. You have
And
like three waves. A movie wave, a comic wave, another movie wave, and now it's like a movie comes out and there's like you get they space it out so much because they're afraid of an Eternals situation or something, and
and
it's
then
like
and
it's
you know
tough.
have the balls to make more build a figure waves, because people like the build a figures. I mean, although
The part I don't like about Build-A-Figures though is they put like they'll do a wave, and how many figures in a wave? 5. And the sixth figure in the wave is the figure that everybody wants. That's the one that's short packed in the wave and does not come with a Build a Figure part. And then they put the main part you need for the Build a Figure in with like the worst character. So they're like
right.
coercing you, they're forcing you to buy the thing that is literally going to end up on clearance somewhere, so you can have that Build a Figure. So
I
I
mean,
like Build a Figure. I like the concept of it, but it just the whole thing seems kind of icky sometimes when they're. How come has Star Wars or GI Joe done a Build a Figure in 6 inch?
No,
no,
neither. I
no.
mean, neither of them have ever done a build a figure.
What could they do for a Build a Figure in Star Wars? What character?
You're so much more limited with Star Wars, I think.
Yeah, because it's other than that, it
I'm sure it's something that
you
they're saving for a rainy day.
yeah, because
Like they do like a Wampa or some shit.
yeah, because I was
Because
just
they
gonna
already did
say,
a Black Series Wampa. They've already done a Black Series Tauntaun.
right. So a Black Series build a figure Bantha or something, because like other than because
That's too big.
it's
You really don't have
true.
because like
You can
Marvel set this precedent that they don't really do a lot of like deluxe. At least they didn't used to. Right now they have, but they set the idea that like figures that would be a deluxe are build a figures. or
Right, because they did that with Venom.
yeah,
We got a Venom Build-A-Figure, and then a year,
like
not even later, there was that figure just in a different paint.
it used to be like characters that
Same thing with the Hulkbuster.
were kind of like a little
Oh,
more
yeah.
niche. Like they did like a Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure wave because they were gonna make a Hobgoblin figure.
Yep.
But with Star Wars, like they do deluxe figures all the time.
I can see him doing a Build-A-Figure, but remember with the 3 3/4 inch Star Wars for a while they were doing
Build a droid or something?
yeah, you were collecting pieces to build a droid.
Yeah,
I could see him doing that and just having like their own little like droid factory going.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, since you brought up the Droid Factory, Hasbro should do a modern update on the Kenner Droid Factory, because I think that that update would be really cool.
Yeah, I don't
And just
they could do all kinds of updates to all those things, but I really think that right now they're not spending the money. Like I think it's
no,
not
they're a
cost
bunch of cheap
effective for them
bastards.
to put those things. Well, I just think that with the cost of manufacturing and the cost of plastics that's affected by oil and petroleum prices, and then you have import fees and tariffs and all that crap. Like I really think that they're struggling to put something together worthwhile to justify a price. It's the same thing with GI Joe. Like what was the last GI Joe vehicle? We got that new
The Swamp Skier.
with the made up dreadnought,
Yeah, so we got the Swamp Skier, and I can't remember her
right?
name
Because she
off the top
doesn't
of my
like. Where
head.
did do you know where that character comes from? I have no idea where that
No.
character comes from. Is it comic book probably?
GI Joe. Probably is it?
Well, the new Chameleon has like a female dreadnought that I just never heard of.
It's probably like an IDW.
Yeah, because I haven't read
characters.
any of the IDW
And that
stuff
to
yet.
me personally, that's like the same mentality as putting the one Build-A-Figure part you need with the crappiest figure in the thing. Like, why did they even need to include a figure with it? Like, why couldn't it just been a swamp skier? Like, sell it
Yes.
individually, and
Yeah.
so you can have Zartan or any one of your other dreadnoughts ride it.
Oh, and to the same thing with Cobra Claw, because they did the Cobra Claw, and they threw in one of the Cobra Valkyries, I think it was,
Yep.
or a
So
female
they've done
Cobra,
the claw and
Cobra
they've done
Trooper.
the ferret. Did they do a ferret? Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Tiger Paw, I think it was, and then now they're doing
Oh
a
yeah.
Night Force, I think, Cobra Ferret.
And like good for them, but are these vehicles that are coming out at retail? Because like the
Oh,
last
and then
GI
they're
Joe
doing
vehicle I saw at
this.
retail was the Stinger,
Oh yeah.
and I only saw it at Walmart. I don't remember seeing those vehicles. No. They did some of them at Target, but they always end up at clearance.
Oh, the Trouble Bubble.
Yeah. Well, there was the Python one,
Yeah.
and then there was the regular one. But like, I feel like the price point's too high for a lot of collectors, and then retail stores have kind of set the expectation that these are only going to be on shelves for X number of months before they do a reset and those things head to clearance. And I think a lot of
Right.
people don't want to spend the money and the time to hunt. There's still people that do, and
And
hats off to the people that do
oh
toy
yeah.
hunts. But
And
you can order these things off of Amazon or Pulse
Big Bad.
or wherever. You do none of the work, or you have another swath of the people that are just waiting for it to go on clearance and pick them up for half price.
Right. And to that point, I kind of agree with that, because you don't want to pay like $54 for a small figure and a weird looking Trouble Bubble.
Well, it's kind of why I think that even though the GI Joe Classified, we talked about it being some of the prettiest and like more well done of the 6 inch lines, I feel like that one's going to be the one that's going to be the most short lived because GI Joe was
Yeah.
so heavily dependent on playsets and vehicles. I think more so than Star Wars and Marvel. I think Marvel would be the one with the least amount of playsets and vehicles
Oh
because they
yeah.
were just out all out fields and stuff beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, and the only vehicles are like to certain characters, like Ghost Rider.
Sure.
I mean, Ghost Rider needs his motorcycle.
Yeah, Ghost Rider, Punisher, Hobgoblin, But with GI Joe, it's almost impossible, not impossible, but it's really hard for them to put out vehicles in a 6 inch scale that aren't limited to things like HasLab, like the Rattler. That Rattler's phenomenal. Like, have you seen one of those? Like loose, like out of the box, like touch one?
No,
Oh my
no.
gosh.
I've only seen the box.
It is a really, really cool toy, but it's huge. It's so massive. And like I'm a grown man with a house, and I would have trouble like justifying bringing that into my house just to find a place to put it. And make no mistake about it, it's just going to get put somewhere. It's
Right,
going to sit up
right.
on a shelf. It's going to collect dust because I don't play with toys. I like to pose them and put them in like little action things like that, but I don't take them out in the sandbox in the backyard and run them around. Like,
And the same thing with the dragonfly. I mean, that dragonfly looks phenomenal. I mean, like the tiers are decent. I mean, the Night Force Ripcore, the Wild Bill, and what's it, the Scarlet.
sure, yeah, no,
You know,
it looks
those are
great.
pretty good. But then they reissued Wild Bill on a mainline card back.
But if you have the original Dragonfly, which is like, you know, and then I also have the Tiger Force Dragonfly, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
got two Dragonflies, and then you're gonna add another Dragonfly that's like
Twice the size.
right. And what you're really talking
It's
about is
just twice the
you're
size.
like building out some sort of like grand like museum of toys. Like how I don't know. For me, it's frustrating as a collector because I still like this stuff and I still want to mess with it, but I don't want to keep pushing money into it for it to end up in a tub that I can turn around and dump for 20 cents on the dollar,
Right.
you know.
Like that's the thing with Marvel is like, you know, they always want to have a Wolverine out there, right? So like, there's 1,000 Wolverines, and the collectors are like, oh, this one has pinless joints.
Right.
This one has update. This is a different paint app. This is like the 80 Wolverine instead
This
of the
one looks
90s Wolverine.
exactly like Huge Ekman.
Yeah.
And
And,
it's like you end up with like a tub of just Wolverine if you're not careful.
right. And how many different Wolverines have they not done yet? Because they just did the World War II, and have they done like the ultimate,
They
like
do
the
like a
old Ultimate
Wolverine
Comics Wolverine?
for every kind. They've done almost every Wolverine.
Did they do a Cavalrine?
No,
No,
no, no. They need to
don't
do a.
spoil Wave 3 now.
Oh.
Oh,
Don't
I
don't
think
do it, Hasbro. Do the Calvarine.
so like I dumped most of my Marvel Legends, okay? But I still have a shelf in my basement that's like Spider-Man and the Sinister Six.
yeah.
But
That's
Spider-Man
that's
and the
pretty cool.
Sinister Six is like Spider-Man and the Sinister 27, right? Because I got a Juggernaut in there, and like I've got a Wolverine in there, and I think I have this Wolverine.
Shing.
I think this is the one because he's very like this Wolverine emotes like very well. You
I
know,
don't
you
know. I
can
don't
do
remember
like
where the
confused Wolverine look.
I don't remember if that came. I think that was with the Colossus 2-pack or something. I don't remember what
I
that
don't even
was.
know where I got it. I know I didn't buy it in a 2-pack because I don't have a
No, 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 no,
Colossus.
no.
Is
That's
that
an
that
X-Men
97?
'97. I think
That's the
it is.
97 Wolverine.
Yeah.
But even still, like with my Spider-Man and my Sinister Six wave, like I walk by that shelf every day and I think to myself, like, I should get rid of all this stuff. Like, I don't need it, but I want a nice big Venom. Oh, and that's what I do. Like, I don't buy Marvel Legends for my big people. So like my Juggernaut, my Hulk, my Venom, those are all Marvel selects because
Yeah.
Oh,
of like the
yeah, yeah,
size. I gotta
yeah.
have my big people gotta be big. And I don't like there are no big Marvel Legend Hulks. They're bigger, they're more like a deluxe size. But if you put a Marvel Legend Hulk next to a Marvel Select Hulk, how is that even a choice
Beauty
for
Hulk.
people? Like, I don't understand
Well,
sometimes, I
and that
guess.
gets kind of another part where you start getting into like the other brands. Like at what point? Because like Marvel Legends, Hasbro stuff is like for it's lower budget. More affordable. You get the figure for a little affordable price. But like, at what point do you say like I'm paying $30 for Marvel Legend?
Yeah,
Why
and
don't I
that's
just
outrageous.
wait or save up and buy like an SH Figuarts or a Mayfix
So
or something that I only need to buy one of and
from my
save way
perspective,
better.
the Figuarts and Mayfex stuff does not make any sense to me.
Really,
Because
why not?
well, so if you look at like a Mayfex Star Wars figure, okay, even just like Darth Vader, right? And you put that next to a Hasbro Black Series Darth Vader, the Mafex one is actually smaller, right? It's like more compact,
Yeah,
and like the details are there, but you're looking at like sometimes 3 or 4 times the price
yeah.
of like a retail figure. And if you're
Right.
really gonna spend approaching like $200 on a 6-inch action figure, why don't you just buy a hot toy?
It's a good point.
Right. Because Hot
And
Toys give
I
you more bang for
I
your buck
never ever ever disparage anybody for
most of the
collecting
time.
what they collect. And I know that Figure Arts, Mafex, even like Bandai, I believe, has some 6-inch stuff. I never disparage people from collecting what they like. Buy what you like and love it, you win. But me personally, it doesn't make any sense to buy something that expensive that's that small.
When you can get a Marvel Legend for like $30.
You can get a Marvel Legend for $30, and even like this Wolverine. Like, is there anything that a Mafex Wolverine can do that this one can't? And does it look better when you're doing it? And can you mix those in with Legends, or does it stand out because it looks so much more, premium? And if you put it in with like a bunch of retail figures, does it stand out and look weird?
Well, yeah, because all the Marvel Legends seem to have enough detail to make it look like it's from the movie, but it's
I think it
a
I think it
little
depends on
soft.
what your intention with it is. Like, if you're just like, man, I want a Wolverine. Like, I don't, I just need, a Wolverine, some claws, and I'm gonna put them on a shelf. There's really no reason to buy anything more than a Marvel Legend. But if you're like, man, I want like a Wolverine with like 8 different hands and like all these posability options and all this stuff, then you're probably gonna want to go for like a
Mafex or
Mafex. And like
Mezco.
they stand out from a oh don't even, I hate Mezco, don't even get me started. They
I hate it.
they don't always go well with Legends, but like it's roughly. I mean,
I think that if
it's
you
roughly.
were,
But I think it comes down to your intention and
I
like what
think
you
that
want
if
to do
you're
with
just
it.
like a casual collector, you're not like a toy collector,
Yeah.
and you have a little bit of like you got a little shelf in a nook in the corner of your study or in your living room, like your significant other like allows you to have that space, and you have like a Wolverine focus, right? You
Yeah.
got some trade paperbacks, and you got like a comic that's like kind of up on the wall, and you get one Wolverine figure to display on that shelf. Then I could see getting like a Mafex or Figure Arts. If you just have one, you know,
Right.
if you
And
weren't gonna do like
maybe not
Sideshow or Hot
too
Toys
picky.
or what was that really cool? There was like a almost 12-inch line from Marvel. They were super stylized. I have a Magneto one at home, and I can't remember. They were
Is it a Marvel
Play
Legend?
Arts Kai. You see the Play Arts Wolverine? If you think of it, trying to find a Play Arts Kai Wolverine and pop that up on the screen. Um, so I could see spending that kind of money on if you're just doing one. But if you're trying to like fill out the whole mansion, you know what I mean? Like everybody, every figure, that guy from that panel in that comic book,
It has
is
got
to
to
Well,
be
I
me.
think
that guy
I
with that
think there
color.
are like I know plenty. I've seen plenty of people that will like pick and choose, right? Because like not every SH Figure Arts is gonna be like the end all be all, right? Not every Mayflex is
Right,
gonna be the end all
right,
be all.
right.
Like there are gonna be some where it's like, you know what? Yeah, the Marvel Legend looks better.
And
So
I
if
have
I
like to be
want,
fair, I have who does Star Wars? Is that Mafex?
I think
I have
the
I have a Mafex R2D2 that's amazing. Like it
yeah,
looks so cool.
because like I mean I know there's people like I want to build like the X-Men, but like the Mayfex Cyclops looks better, so I want to get that one. But the Hasbro Phoenix looks really good. So I think it's perfectly reasonable to like pick and choose what you want if like what looks better.
I think it'd be funny to put together an X-Men team of action figures, but it's just the actors that played the X-Men, but from different action figures that they have. So like for Professor X, just get like a Captain Picard, and sit him down in a chair. And then there're not a lot of Kelsey Grammer figures out there, are there? Like no. So there goes
And
Beast.
and there
But
are some
There goes
like
Beast.
Spider-Man. Like if you want a Spider-Man that can like Todd McFarlane, you probably aren't going to want to get a Marvel Legends
I
Spider-Man.
don't think that. I mean, there was Mayfax did a close to McFarlane Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think I have the knockoff at home.
But like,
I've not seen a true McFarlane
like
Spider-Man.
if you want him to go in like where he's got like
frog pose.
like most Legends can't do that
No.
great. I mean, the
most
maximum
people
one.
can't do that.
No,
Do the frog pose right now.
No.
the maximum one can get that, and that's cool. But like again, that's like $50
Yeah, and
for the maximum. So at that, I mean,
and for like removable wrists, extra. What is it? 2 extra heads or something? Spider sense, couple extra pairs of hands, and then web effects.
I have a Gamerverse Spider-Man Marvel Legend. You know, the one with like the white.
yeah,
I have one
One
of
the best
those
Spider-Man games ever made.
that he came with like a web line, and I put him in like this badass, like legs out, like swinging pose, and I hung it from a heat register vent in my ceiling in my basement, and it's been there for like 6 years. Just wow. He's like got to be like frozen solid like that now. I don't know why that was important to bring that up, but Spider-Man, and Iron Man are my two most favorite superheroes. Okay,
Iron Man's cool.
I love like McFarlane Spider-Man. Anybody that knows me knows that I have this mental problem with McFarlane Spider-Man where I'm just obsessed with it. And I have not yet found a Spider-Man in any scale that replicates that. Now I have a Hot Toy Spider-Man and I have a Hano Studios that a black suit, like symbiote suit Spider-Man. I have
That is my
those.
favorite Spider-Man suit of
Um
all time. It's the
and they
symbiote.
keep coming out with Spider-Man Hot Toys, and I keep telling my son, who's an enabler, Dad, you gotta get it, Dad, you gotta get it. And the rule is that it has to be better than the Spider-Man I already have, because I'm gonna get rid of that so I can get, a new one. And the same goes for like Marvel Legends. So if they had a better Venom, like the Marvel Select Venom, the McFarlane Venom, that thing is really cool because it has like the McFarlane head, swap out heads, and you can either do the tendrils or not. Um, if they came out with a better Venom figure, I would buy it, but they haven't. They don't. So okay, so do you think there's a future? Is 6 inch going to keep going for GI Joe? Yes or no?
No.
Do you think 6 inch is going to keep going for Marvel? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And Black Series?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think 6 inch GI Joe is pigeonholed and will probably come to an end. I think Marvel will keep going, just like there was Toy Biz, and before that was Kenner doing Marvel figures,
No.
Superpower, or anyways.
Mattel.
And then Star Wars has been around since I was a kid. Like Star Wars is going to keep going forever, but with GI Joe Classified, even though right now I think they're some of the best of the 6 inch figures that are available, I think it's okay for a toy line to start and then end. I don't think it's
Yeah.
necessary for a toy line to keep going and going and going forever, right?
Because eventually you're just gonna have yourself in a position where you're just doing old figures again.
Well, I think it's fine to have a finite amount of things on your shelf where it can just start and stop. I think toy companies need to be okay with having that a part of their plan, when they start a toy line. They could say it's going to go for this long, we're planning on X number of years, we're planning on this number of figures, and then do it and just stop, right? Stop and move on and let collectors do with it what they will. Cool?
Cool.
All right. Anything else to add today?
No.
It's another good discussion.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you
Well,
for
we went
joining
off-
us for the. Oh, you were you going to do it? You do it.
Are you sure about that?
Nope. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. Well, thanks for watching this episode of Shelf Life, and we will see you on the next one.